Don't forget to like and subscribe.
It's Jim Keller, everybody. And welcome to 2026 or Q5 2025.
Yeah, it depends on what company you're talking about.
It's everything's rolling over into the new year, and we are here at Vegas. The Sphere is right over there.
Yes, it is.
We can see it from my hotel room, and it says Lenovo Tech World at CES.
Yeah, that's happening, I believe, at 8 o'clock.
Are you going to that keynote?
No.
Lots of people are going to that keynote.
Yeah, I don't want to go to that keynote.
Because it's at the Sphere.
Yeah.
There's
Also, apparently, they're going to have all four of the major CEOs, Jensen, Lip-Bu, Lisa, and Christian.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's Sphere.
Maybe. I don't know.
I heard that Lenovo are planning to have 19 walk-ons from partners.
I mean, speaking of walk-ons, there's plenty of those last night.
Well, so I heard one of the reasons why they're doing so many walk-ons is that so many companies will send people to fill the seats. Because Sphere.
Yeah.
And also because it's an arena, they also have boxes. So I got invited to sit in one of the boxes.
Oh, did you?
But
Are you going?
I don't want to sit through 19 walk-ons.
Understand. That's about a walk-on. So this presentation is supposed to go on for about 100 minutes. That's the walk-on basically every 5 minutes or so.
Which is fine if it's like, and now introducing Miss Arizona, who walks on and walks off.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. Now introducing AI number 1, AI number 2.
AI number 15.
It's like blind dates. Do you choose? Contestant behind. AI number 7. AI door number 9. I'm going to shut my phone up because I can keep hearing it. So yeah, we are day 0. Oh, no,
it's day 1. Yesterday was day 0.
Yesterday was day 0, but the reason why we're doing this Poutine now is 1, due to timetable, but 2, also yesterday was all the keynotes that we typically cover and are interested in. Only one of which was an official CES keynote.
Yes.
And that was the busiest.
Yes. CTA completely underestimated the size that they needed for the room. Yeah. So there was about 2 times the number of people that were queued up that could fit in that room. And they were just waving media through. They had a media section that was like,
did you have to get wristbands?
No, they were just waving media through.
Okay.
They had a media section that was about 100 seats. Yeah, there was more like 400 people for media there.
Fun. So interestingly enough, I ended up having a meeting and seeing some stuff and thinking, oh, that keynote, AMD's keynote starts at 6:30. I'll just get in the line at 6 or whatever. Mm-hmm. Apparently, people started queuing at 3:30.
Yes.
And by the time I was like, oh, they were turning away people who didn't have wristbands.
No. If they
no, the security didn't know.
No, security actually waved us through explicitly.
Well, the security people who were shouting wristbands only, otherwise you must leave, and we're telling other people to leave. So, and also, so in the end, I ended up covering it from the room. But let's go through everything that happened yesterday. And first of all, it was Nvidia, Jensen, at the Fontainebleau, which is the hotel that's
blue.
But,
yeah.
The hotel that's connected to the Las Vegas Convention Center.
No, it's not.
Or it's a short walk away.
Yeah, it's a short walk. The one that's connected is Westgate.
Because I guess where I'm going next after this. We do have a hard stop in about 2 hours.
Yeah.
But Jensen, there were pre-briefs. I wasn't invited.
I wasn't.
But you attended this one.
Well, no, I wasn't there. I was just watching.
Oh, because I heard you were shuffling very quickly.
No, I did not want to do that.
Do we have a picture of Jensen on stage to show everyone? Because that would be good to start.
Yeah, no, I was considering that last night if you don't know, I have something going on with my right foot, and it was pretty swollen. So I'm really glad that I wasn't running between the two. So, yeah, I just watched that one from the cafe in between the Palazzo and the Venetian. And there's a very funny image of me basically just doing this during the keynote.
He said there were 3,000 people on site, 1,000 people in an overflow room, another 2,000
in the courtyard.
In the courtyard watching the big screen.
And then there's about 17,000 people watching the live stream.
Right. Why
is about 22,000 people, give or take.
Here we go, Jensen. Yeah, that is quite possibly one of the worst pictures you could have picked, Dom.
honestly, an appropriate picture though.
I mean, so the whole point of CES is that CES used to be called
the Consumer Electronics Show.
Consumer Electronics Show.
As of last year, okay, so this is a bit of a I was ranting about this on Twitter last night.
Let me see if I can get a good picture, a good layout. Keep going.
Yeah, but last year when CTA basically rebranded and the whole logo change and all that last year, it's no longer an acronym. CES no longer stands for the Consumer Electronics Show. It's just CES now. Yeah. So all the people complaining, oh, but this is a consumer show. Yeah, not anymore. That's no longer the case as of last year. So this is now just CES.
Yeah. This isn't working. sorry, guys. I'm just trying to find the best way to show this image. It's probably just that way. Yeah. As a result, while there were consumer announcements, it wasn't part of the keynote.
Yeah.
And because of the position Nvidia's in right now, consumer is less than 10% of the business.
It's smaller than networking.
It's smaller than literally switches in data centers.
Well, switches in next, but yeah.
Yeah, because is Nvidia now the number one network company in terms of revenue?
I think that's still Broadcom.
Okay. I thought they were claiming to be the number one networking company in the last financial call. Versus all the traditional networking companies. They're number one. So maybe Broadcom just because they're a bit more. Anyway, yeah. So it means that gaming does kind of take a backseat to some of these announcements, which means what we did get is more disclosures about Rubin.
Yep.
And if you're watching on screen, we have some performance numbers and what looks like an image.
So what's interesting is, one, they've changed HBM4 bandwidth. That's gone up significantly.
Yeah, you mean gen on gen or compared to what they previously
compared to what they announced earlier.
Okay.
At GTC 2025, they said that Rubin had 13 terabytes per second of memory bandwidth.
Right.
Which would equate to about 6.5
gigabits per pin.
Yes. Because HBM4 goes from a 1024-bit bus to a 2048-bit bus.
So you can reduce the frequency but still get increase in throughput.
Exactly.
Versus HBM3.
But now they're saying it's 22 terabytes per second, which is...
And you know why?
Yes, it's because of the last keynote.
It's Nvidia is going around to all the memory manufacturers, so Micron, SK Hynix, and Samsung, and saying we want 11 gigabits per second per pin, not 6.5.
Yeah.
And they're like, you what? You want us to do what with physics? Hang on.
So I will say that 6.5 is lower than what PCIe, not PCIe, HBM3E is currently doing, which is 8.
Yes.
So I was a little surprised that they weren't doing 8 out of the gate.
Well, it's JDEC has to cater for everyone. And with HBM4, there's this weird dynamic where custom implementations of the standard are coming out first because JDEC is slow. As a standards body to make standards that for everyone, it's slow. So everybody out of the gate first, whether that's AMD, Nvidia, Marvell, Broadcom, and all the clients underneath that, they're all going to be doing custom HBM4, which is not to say it's standard, but it's designed to fit the use case more than it is designed to be universally configurable. And Nvidia's going around to everybody saying we want 11 gigabits per second per pin. Obviously, there's been an effort to go build that, and obviously that'll mean that's the ultra highest bin HBM4, which means there might be tons of HBM4 for anybody who wants to go slower. Yeah. Speaking of memory supply chain issues, but in terms of Rubin, 336 billion transistors. It's still, a couple of dies on a package. We know Rubin Ultra is going to be. So that's actually an interesting number because we'll talk about it, but AMD also put out a transistor number. 328. They said 320. 320. They said over 320. Okay. So what is it, a contest now? It's always been a contest. It's always been a contest. Nobody buys a chip based on transistor numbers. No, sorry. Charlie Demersion buys a chip based on transistor. Well, you bought it based on L1 using 12T transistors. So no. I did that based on transistor type and implementation. Not number. Not number. So, we're gonna have. It's what they did say is Rubin is now in full production, which could mean anything. Which means ramp has started. Well, no. Here's the thing. I believe it was they said that Vera Rubin is now in full production. Well, what does that mean? Well, Vera Rubin is the CPU GPU combo. Yeah, sure, but that could also refer to Vera Rubin NVL 144 in the actual physical racks or the my voice just cracked. The racks or the the sleds or that could mean anything. I've got a feeling because Rubin is it's TSMC 4 nanometer still, isn't it? 3. It's N3. And they're big dies, so the yield won't be that great even with N3. I like big dies and I cannot lie. Well, that sort of thing. But we all know that Nvidia is paying through the nose for capacity and packaging and passing that cost on to the consumer anyway. We know that they've tied up a lot of HBM4 memory. The thing is, are the memory suppliers even building 11 gigabits per second per pin HBM4 in volume yet? They're claiming that they can do it. But that's very different than if they can actually. So this is why I think when they say Rubin is in full production, they mean this is the start of ramp. Well, my guess is what they showed here is Rubin v1.1. Right. I'm thinking that this is going to be sort of a, in my opinion, because I don't. Again, this is all subject to maybe this will change, right? Yep. Maybe they will launch with 11 gigabit per second HBM4. But I suspect that Rubin's actually going to launch with the 6.5. Right. And then they'll come out with so you know how we had VR. You mean in 8-way boxes? No, so you know how we had GB 200 and then GB 300? Oh, yeah. We could potentially have VR 200 and VR 300. Well, okay, so there is some precedence for this when Intel, AMD make a new high-end CPU. There's engineering samples. Yes. And engineering samples are not often clocked as high, or there may be some cache disabled, or there may be some cores disabled, but it's an opportunity for the partner to go test their software in a way that at least works. So could you imagine NVIDIA shipping NVL systems, the big rack scale ones with Vera Rubin underclocked? Sure. I guess because all they do is they take off the quick disconnect, pull out the tray, and then put the full one in when it's ready. Yeah, and then turn on the switch and it goes. Yeah, and then plays the Windows 95 startup tune.
Honestly, I would be shocked if there's an Easter egg somewhere in there that does some sort of boot up noise.
I don't know. So we heard about Rubin.
Mm-hmm.
We also heard about Vera, and we discussed Vera on a previous Poutine.
Mm-hmm.
The custom Olympus cores. Nothing much here aside from 227 billion transistors. If we're again keeping numbers, 1.2 terabytes per second of LPDDR5X. That's what 512 bit.
No, it's 1024 bit.
Okay, memory.
Yeah, if my math is correct, 9600, which I doubt that they're going to be shipping that at launch with 9600 LPDDR5X because they're using SOCAM. And SOCAM has not shipped that yet. I think they're currently at 7500.
Well, it's a case of binning the dies, then putting them onto the module.
Well, no, because I actually think that it has more to do with signal integrity to the actual.
Well, yeah, that's always part of it. That's always part of it.
And so, like, I suspect that they're not actually launching 1.2 terabytes per second. I think they're going to be launching at like.
Yeah. So realistically, all of this should be up to.
Yeah.
Up to 88 cores, up to 176 threads, up to 1.8 terabytes per second, NVLink, up to 1.5 terabytes system memory. And just to do some confusion here, Grace was using Neoverse V2 off-the-shelf cores, and these custom Olympus cores, George is under the impression that they are slightly tweaked.
Well, slightly. Quite tweaked, I would say. Quite tweaked versions of
Neoverse V3.
Like a conglomeration of Neoverse V3 and X925 and maybe a couple other things, and it's a conglomeration of all that. And some Nvidia-ness put into it.
Yes.
With the what they're calling spatial multi-threading, what I'm going to call statically partitioned.
Yeah.
Because that's really more what that is.
It's consistent basic multi-threading.
Yeah.
I
have questions about how well that actually works. And the thing is, Vera in the Vera Rubin is basically just a memory expander. The purposes.
Well, on some level, it also. I was having this discussion a while back. What exactly is the use of a CPU in an AI workload in a data center? And the thing is, in the AI workload, it might not be used much. But in the data orchestration, if you're pulling from a database or you're pulling from memory, then that's what the CPU is used for.
Yeah, it's a memory expander and data orchestrator.
But sometimes you may be pulling your data from a sparse database, and the whole point of the CPU is you can actually put it in the right order to then feed into the GPU in a very linear fashion, sequential fashion. So it still is important. And thanks Jay for the couple of $2 here. He says CES now stands for Clownshoe's Exhibition Show. I did bump into Robert Halleck.
Yep.
And I posted a tweet that said, rob the Intel guy, brackets, don't rob the Intel guy.
That's funny.
But I didn't look at his shoes. And he's also asking how is Vera relevant to these workloads. The important thing here is Nvidia also did an investment into Intel, where we highly suspect that there's going to be an x86 version of Vera for these systems for customers who want them.
I suspect that it probably will come out with Rubin Ultra.
That soon?
Rubin Ultra would be the soonest, or
Feynman. Yeah, because they didn't announce a new CPU for Feynman.
No, it's just Vera.
It's because they didn't want a CPU called Richard or Dick for short.
I mean, they didn't have David.
True.
So.
Yeah, I don't know.
David being David Blackwell.
Yeah.
what Blackwell was named after.
What would Rubin Ultra be? So they've shown off Rubin Ultra. I don't think we've got the roadmap here to show off. I did put it in my article. But Rubin Ultra is, imagine two of these Rubins attached to each other. So basically a massive package. Imagine a CPU, the Richmond Hammond Edition. The thing is, the Richmond Hammond Edition would turbo up to 9 gigahertz, then crash. And be able to use it for 6 months. So there's that. Nvidia also spoke about some of their co-packaged optics again. Nothing that we've haven't really heard before. Or with their scale out and 200 gig silicon photonics. They did have an NVLink switch announcement.
Yeah.
Which is 200 gig PAM4.
Mm-hmm.
Which is insane in the first place.
Well, no, because they announced 400G on, I believe, the Switch. What
was that the Switch? Or was that... Oh,
because it's 400G SerDes, which is what's insane.
We can get rid of some of these pictures. For some reason, I can't in the staging area. Can we put in Switch and ConnectX 9 as well? Because that was the other two.
I mean, they already announced ConnectX 9 and BlueField 4.
I know they announced BlueField 4,
they announced
which is just Grace plus
CX9.
Oh, okay, CX9. Okay,
yeah, CX9, which CX9 is what back in the Mellanox days probably would have been known as CX8DX. It's basically
because
CX8
it's the same
plus.
speed.
It's the same speed, but it's the same total bit throughput of 800 G. But now it's both for InfiniBand and Ethernet, because CX8 could only do 800G InfiniBand. CX9 can do 800G for both InfiniBand and Ethernet.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, here's NVLink switch. That's the 400 gig SerDes. That'll be 400 gig NRZ.
No.
PAM. No, because otherwise they'd mention it.
It's not. If there's no way they're doing NRZ.
You think?
PAM. So 400G. This has not been.
we need a slide yet showing what modulation is.
Well, this is why I'm very suspect on this actually being 400G.
Right.
Because I suspect that they're doing the classic 200 plus 200.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Because 400G has not been like.
Well, no, and no.
The spec has not been.
To be honest, Nvidia was shipping 200 gig SerDes before that spec had been coming out, and everybody had a problem with it.
But we at least knew that it was PAM4.
Yeah.
400G has not been solidified if it's PAM8 or PAM6, if I remember correctly. So it's like TBD. I would like to know more.
Yeah. No, it's and then yeah, this is the BlueField 4, which is well, in previous generations this would have just been custom silicon. Yeah. Sorry, I'm searching for something.
Yeah.
You keep going.
I know. So what's interesting here is that, from what I understand, the connection between the two chiplets is PCIe 5.0 by 16.
I did hear that, yeah.
Which is actually going to be a bottleneck between the CPU and the CX.
On thing is, so what's the purpose of the CPU on here?
Basically, like offload and work, kind of just like Vera. So, oh god, yeah, hang
on. Let me put this into the staging area. This is a not 100% accurate of what we mean by modulation.
No, but it's funny, and frankly, it feels quite appropriate. Just use optics, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually something that I kind of wanted to talk about was Jensen said that they're using copper, and I'm going on 400G SerDes.
Yeah, no, copper's going to be good for 800 as well.
No. 400G SerDes.
Yeah.
So that's 1.6T or 3.2T.
Oh, you mean, yeah, totally.
For the actual, like, you're stretching copper.
So
1.6T is considered possible, but you're pushing it. 3.2T is just kind of out.
So
from what I understand.
So one thing I heard is some people in the market expect 1.6 terabit connections to be about 70 to 80% optical.
Mm-hmm.
The rest copper.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes down. If you're trying to do it in 3.2, your effective range becomes measured in inches.
Yeah.
Or 1,000 mils.
Yeah.
No, not millimeters. A mil is 1,000th of an inch.
Yeah.
America.
Well, no, that's British. That's imperial right there.
It's America.
But yeah, no, it's I don't know. I have a sneaking suspicion that, so you know how a lot of the like hyperscalers like Meta, like Azure, like AWS have their own version of the NVL systems.
Yep.
I would not be shocked if they rip out that copper and just replace it with optical for quite a bit of it.
Even the backplane, because the backplane is meant to be part of the secret source.
Well, there isn't really a backplane. There's a midplane. Well, sorry. There's the power spine, yeah. But the actual connections are just standard cable as far as I know.
Well, we'll get on to AMD's Helios in a bit because they actually quoted weight.
Yes.
Half of which is cable.
Yeah.
Half of which is cable.
Although they're all, I think they're effectively optical.
We'll see. AMD's got drinks tomorrow?
Yes, although in 2.5 hours I am going down to their booth for a thing.
Okay, yeah.
So after this wraps up, I'm actually going to go down to their suite. And I wonder if
Yes, there, yeah. Well, yeah, some people might already be there taking pictures, so
I don't think the floor opens until 9 o'clock.
Yeah. Do we have a few pictures of Lisa in the staging area?
Well,
let's go to Intel first. No, so just to close up on Nvidia, they did have some.
TLS 4.5.
Yeah.
And you can now do frame gen up to 6 generated frames.
Yep.
Or, sorry, 5 generated. 1 real frame and then 5 frames generated.
Yep.
I think.
And also on top of that, there's some new monitor syncing technology.
Mm-hmm.
So with, is it 500 or 640 hertz monitors, you can have an effective 1,000 hertz refresh rate. In the same way you can have an effective frame rate with frame gen.
Yeah.
So can you tell the difference between 500 hertz and 1,000 hertz?
I can't even. My eyes are so bad that I can't tell the difference between 60 hertz and 120. I can't even tell. Like, I past about really 75. I can't tell anything.
I thought you were going to say I can't tell the difference between 6 feet away and 12 feet away.
But with my glasses off,
yeah, that's what I mean.
Perception goes absolutely down the drain. But yeah, no, I can't really tell the difference past 60 FPS.
It's I don't have a monitor at home beyond 60 FPS, but that's because I invested in 3x2 high-end displays.
Yep.
And 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, 60. Can we stop doing 16:9 and 21:9 and 32:9?
Hey, I like 21:9.
No. It's the by 9. If it was by 10.
Oh yeah, fair.
Then I'd be more interested. Yeah. TechLeftBehind said a few days ago a true 1000 hertz 1440p monitor was announced, but you had to run it at 720p to do it.
Yes, I do love my 720p monitors in the year of our Lord 2026.
It's so I ran into Cameron Butterfield yesterday, and we had this discussion. While we're prepping up here some images, because of the price increases, because of the GPU supposed price increases that are coming, what does that mean for people who want to get into gaming, and especially PC gaming? And I turned around and said, do you know the XKCD comic of playing on a 5-year lag? Where the idea is that you only play games that are 5 years old at a minimum. So you don't play them when they're brand new. And the benefit is the hardware you've got is going to be more than powerful enough to play it. And just keep doing that. And okay, you won't be playing the latest. And as long as your friends are also doing it, if you enjoy playing multiplayer gaming, or you play things like Crab Champions that run on a potato. Crab
Brave?
But there is the thing here. And I said, look, did you watch Xi Jinping's New Year's address to the nation? In it, he reaffirmed that Taiwan and China will be one.
Oh, yeah.
And depending on who you speak to, that can either be a very volatile statement or a nothing burger. As in, there are people who are expecting invasion within a year, or there are people who are saying it's never going to happen in 100 years because it's the biggest land invasion ever known in humanity. If it were to happen,
it would, yeah.
Also, I pointed out the first missile will be from an aircraft carrier onto the fabs. A US aircraft carrier onto the fabs. If the fabs aren't already rigged to explode, and if the Chinese missile doesn't get there first,
and if the US doesn't already have B2 or B2/B21s over it to bomb them anyway.
So the thing is, if that were to happen, right, and hopefully it never will, whatever hardware you have is going to be the hardware you're going to be stuck with for 10 years.
Yeah.
Right. So the fact that memory prices and GPU prices are increasing compared to that is a drop in the ocean.
Yeah, it would make it. If that actually happens, it will make what we're seeing right now look like not even a penny compared to $100.
Yeah, it's so. I don't want to say one, count yourself lucky. It could be worse, but it could be worse.
Yeah.
But also too, there is so much fun to have not being on the bleeding edge.
Yeah.
And I say this as somebody who gamed in my teens. I once went to a LAN party with a dual-core AMD netbook on integrated graphics. I ran CS 1.5 with the low poly mod and low-resolution texture packs, and I still kicked butt at 22 FPS at 1366 by 768 at 95 degrees Celsius.
The room or the CPU?
The CPU.
Because some of those lands are not well ventilated.
It happens. Okay, so let's move on to Intel. And so Nvidia finished 12 minutes before Intel started. And the time to get between the venues was at least 25 minutes. If you walked fast.
No. Going from here to Fontainebleau is like 40 minutes.
No, that's what I say. If you walked fast.
Oh yeah.
If you took a taxi, everybody did, so it was even worse. Luckily, I was having meetings just before, so I was able to rock in quite early. sat just in front of the framework guys.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a good chat with them and got invited myself into their offices in San Francisco.
As you do.
And I said, oh, so what's coming down the pipe? Well, we're not telling you. Can't say anything. Oh, you got any more plans for Strix Halo? Can't say anything. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So yeah, we might get him on the channel for an interview next time in the Bay Area. So should be fun. But Intel's big thing was the official launch of Panther Lake, which we've been hearing so much about.
Yes.
We had last year ITT, the Intel Tech Tour in Arizona. That was all about Panther Lake. So new P cores, new E cores, and this may be a big rush on Intel 18A, hence the built with 18A.
Yep.
There. And I was relatively impressed.
So the iGPU looks, again, subject to third-party testing as always. The iGPU looks really good.
Integrated.
The integrated
graphics. So the chip, so 4 P cores, 8 E cores on the top SKU.
So 4 P cores, 8 E cores, and then 4 LPE cores.
Yeah. But all on a single die this time, not when it was partitioned out. So it's done with proper low power in mind. Separate GPU die. It comes in 2 form factors. You either have the 12 XE core version, that chip itself is built on TSMC, or the 4 XE core version, which is built at Intel. And then there's an IO die as well.
And that's also TSMC.
That's also TSMC. But the big die in the middle, the big die with all the compute is Intel 18A. So gate all around and power via.
So
first to market.
I wish that they had talked a little bit more about this, because I only realized this when I saw Max Weinberg's post on Twitter. They had Wildcat Lake.
We'll get onto that.
Okay.
We'll get onto that.
Because I didn't even know that they were showing that.
They weren't planning to do much on it.
But that's an okay.
I've got pictures.
I know.
Because I held one.
Okay.
So I have pictures. Yeah, but the whole thing with Panther Lake is this is what is coming to notebooks. It's going to be everywhere from like 15 to 65 watts. There may even be 65 watt, 80 watt versions.
Yes.
For premium, all the way up to Core Ultra X9 288 388H, because it's 300 series. They said a bit about AI. Of course, just because you have to when you're putting that much silicon in an NPU, up to 50 tops. Up here, if you can see on the slide, it says up to 96 gigabytes of LPDDR5X at 9600.
So,
do you have something on this?
No, I'm just checking the time. Okay, so this I can. Dell has it at 9600.
Yeah,
but that version is not shipping immediately.
No, somebody else is doing it at 10200.
No, somebody else is doing it at a lower speed.
Okay.
That's what I can say at the moment.
Well. So I heard that over time, it will be shipping with 10.2.
You mean 10.6?
Or 10 point something.
Okay.
So they're doing even higher bins. The idea is that it's on the platform support numbers.
Okay.
That the chips should be able to support. What this means is more memory bandwidth.
Yes.
Which improves gaming.
And
improves AI. So everybody wants that. This IntuitivePlayer does say they went off package memory as opposed to Lunar Lake. I don't think Intel's going to do on package memory again, because
that makes sense.
It's not a good business model for where they are right now.
And there is, when I can say it, there will be, because slightly, Qualcomm also had an announcement about X2 Plus. Yesterday, and as was announced at last year, the top end SKU for X2 Elite
Extreme.
X2 the Extreme Edition has on package memory.
The benefit of on package memory is that you can lower the voltage of the memory controller by about 100 millivolts, and that has power savings. Because Panther Lake or Core Ultra Series 3, because it's not Intel processor with Core I, whatever. I really forgot where I was going to go with that.
Well, what I was going to say is I bring that up because I can't say it yet, but that version of X2 seemingly not going to be super common.
Well, yeah, I think they want it to be in the most premium of products. I did hear something like for Qualcomm's part, might be something like $100 to $150 differential over the standard X2 Elite.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
That's a lot if that's going to the OEM, because like usually an OEM buys something like a Strix Point for probably around $200 to $300. Consider that you can buy Lunar Lake laptops for $600. Like,
can you?
Yeah. 16 gigs, but you can buy them.
So normally people, an OEM like Dell would buy the chip and memory as a package.
Well, no, they buy it. They buy it separately.
No, they buy it as separate parts, but they come as a bundle.
Yes,
it's like a new egg bundle. You get the CPU and the memory, and it's like
Well, actually, I think they usually TLA independent of the two. Like, they'll get memory.
It's called a matched set. So, and we heard that, for example. Sorry, my breakfast is a bit spicy. We heard that Nvidia is going to stop bundling memory with GPUs in their sales to OEM partners.
Well,
they're basically saying source your own memory.
Well, I think that's a little bit different. Because I'm thinking what that was Nvidia sold the OEMs the GDDR directly, and they added their margin on top of it.
Yes.
Now the OEMs are not having to pay that Nvidia margin.
No, but the benefit there is Nvidia could source it all, and it came through one supplier. Now the OEMs have to go fend for themselves, and that could lead to even more volatile pricing.
It could, but that's also how, as far as I understand, LPDDR DDR works anyway.
For notebooks, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not that big of a
deal. No, my argument is that's maybe not how it works. But sorry, going back to Core Ultra Series 3, the idea of Panther is that it brings the performance of Arrow and the power efficiency of Lunar into one design. And the way it does that is through 18A and better core design.
Unfortunately, while the Venetian is a very nice hotel, their Wi-Fi is not great. So pulling up the slides is, well...
it's because you're on the guest Wi-Fi.
No, I'm on the same Wi-Fi as you.
Okay. Yeah, so they had numbers here about Panther Lake in terms of power, in terms of performance. We're going to have a write-up over at More. There were some people complaining about the performance numbers because Intel can now do multi-frame gen with XeSS 3. And they were saying, well, hang on, you're saying you're better than the competition. once you add in multi-frame gen, and they've only got single frame gen. So it's like 2x versus 3x frame gen.
Well, if you looked at the slides,
they did have a native versus native comparison in there.
Yes, they did.
And they were better. That's what I'm saying. They did.
Yeah.
And it was better.
Yeah. So,
so I will say, some people have said, why were they comparing against the AMD HX 370 and not 375? Intel told me what they actually did is they took a variety of laptops. I think they said 5 with 360, 365, 370, 375, and then they just took the best result.
Fair enough.
And because so much of this performance is device specific, sometimes the lower skew in the better chassis with the higher thermal headroom gets the better performance. So they did say pre-orders start today for Panther Lake, and some devices should be shipping by the end of the month.
Okay.
If I remember correctly. Or definitely a lot more out by Q1. But over the year, there should be about 200.
Okay.
So that's good. The thing is, so Panther Lake is Core Ultra series. Ultra being the key part. There is going to be a line of products below without the Ultra. Core Series 3.
Which is Arrow Lake based.
No. This is Panther Lake based, called Wildcat Lake.
Oh, yes. Okay.
So this is Wildcat Lake. This is what's going to be in the mainstream Intel devices. So if you are out of business and you get given a Core i3, 8th gen Core i3 laptop, we've got people shaking, nodding their head saying, guess what I was given?
Yeah.
It's a very popular segment for business and commercial. And it's because those devices are in the region of $400 to $800. And for that, you ideally need a cheap competitive part to work. And Intel's Wildcat Lake, which is what this is going to fill that. It is a monolithic. I was going to talk about that.
Oh, okay.
In a second. I was going to talk about that in a second.
I just got pinged with it, and I'm very confused.
Yes, I'm going to talk about it in a second. So this is a monolithic Panther Lake design.
Well, it's not monolithic.
It is monolithic because what you're seeing here is 2 chips, right? Intel, for the longest time, has shipped books with 2 chips.
PC.
So the die on the bottom is the CPU, the GPU, and the NPU.
Okay.
And the memory controllers.
Yes.
No. Sorry, the memory controllers are in the top die. No, the memory controllers are in the bottom die. The PCIe.
Yes.
Those 2 chips are connected via UCIe.
Yes.
There is no advanced packaging here. It's using an Intel developed IP.
Okay.
For UCIe. I believe it's UCIe S 16 gig.
Okay.
The 2 of them.
So it's functionally, what is that? DDR. Sorry, not DDR. That's functionally PCIe 4.
Yep.
For the SerDes speed.
I think it's 6 lanes of PCIe 4 on the PCH.
Okay.
So that's basically 1 SSD and a Wi-Fi. And single channel, 64-bit LPDDR5X.
Okay. Does that have DDR5?
It is DDR5 support as well.
Okay.
Their argument being that the systems this is replacing is all the Intel 7 chips.
Yeah.
That older Lake.
Yeah. So this is replacing. This is a functional replacement for the N100 and 200 and 300 series.
No, but that's atom based. I'm talking about even some of the core based stuff.
Oh, so like, okay.
So if you follow Intel's financials, you'll hear that they're having such high demand for Intel 7 nanometer products.
Mm-hmm.
They can't make enough, and you're running. Why are they buying Intel 7 and not things like Meteor Lake?
Yeah,
and the new stuff. And the reason is that Meteor Lake is expensive because of advanced packaging.
Well, not just that. It's also that if you listen...
And volume.
Well, Intel 4 and 3 are volume constrained.
Yes.
So you have to go buy Intel 7 products. But from what I understand, Intel 7 is actually a very, very expensive process to do.
Well, so Intel 7 is the Intel 14 plus.
No, it's 10 nanometer.
Well, it's 10, yes, but they improved it a lot. So the thing is, the idea of Panther Lake or Wildcat Lake is that it's going to eliminate those bottlenecks because it is a super small chip built on 18A. So you can have the leading edge process node technology in your $300 laptop. Not N plus 6 or whatever. Not some Global Foundries 12, not some TSMC 16 nanometer crap. You can have Intel 18A in your cheapest chips notebook.
Cheap as chips.
And I have seen this in one of their demo rooms in 25 different devices.
Cool.
Lots of the Chinese OEMs. So, so this is cheap to make. The IO die is TSMC.
Yep.
And N6.
Does not shock me.
And again, it's N6. It's a cheap enough process.
Also time to market.
Yep. And using UCIe. This is, I think, the second product now that uses UCIe at retail.
What was the first?
Rebellions.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
The Rebellions AI chips that they're shipping.
Are they shipping it or is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought they were shipping it later this quarter.
So I've done I have a sponsored video on it from Hot Chips, and I'm still waiting for them to approve the release.
Okay.
It should have come out in November, but I was asked to delay it.
Okay. So
that might be coming out in January if they get back to me.
Fair enough.
They haven't paid me for that yet either. This is really exciting. This is if you're interested in what the back looks like, it's that. That's the unfocused image. I thought I had a better focus image than that. And then there's me with it. So if you know the dimensions of my face, you can work out the die size. I think it's something like 82 mil, less than. So just for reference, it's just gone across 9 o'clock Pacific, which means all the press releases are now coming into.
Well, not just that. It's a big one.
Well, we'll get to that in a second.
I know. It's funny going from that to that.
So obviously Panther Lake is going to be a family. And the thing is with Wildcat Lake, they don't want to call it Wildcat Lake. They want to call it Panther Lake because it's the same cores. It's the same. It's 18A. It's still leading edge.
I mean,
do you remember Intel 8th Gen?
Yeah,
right? They had Whiskey Lake and Amber Lake.
I don't. Yeah,
right. And that was fine. People understood when you said that part, you got that.
Yeah.
The thing is, this is the engineering versus branding debate, which is my job.
Well, to me, right, like we have on the I can get the point from like the server perspective where we have, say, Sapphire Rapids, XCD, or X. Actually, I think Granite Rapids is probably the better one. We have Granite Rapids, XCC, HEC, LCC, MCC, right? They kind of want to call these like Panther Lake big, middle, and small.
Well, they do, because
Right?
they have three die designs.
Yeah.
But that's Claw Ultra. Wildcat is something different. So
the in-phase metric, my favorite Imperial unit.
Yes,
that's perfect.
So yeah, it's overall, I think Intel probably had the announcement with the biggest impact out of the three big players for the company.
I would say for consumers.
Yeah. The thing is, Panther Lake basically replaces a lot of the low margin business that they've had for a while.
Yeah.
With, I'm not saying ultra high margin because it's still 18A and 18A.
Higher margin.
Yeah. So
which is important for Intel right now, especially considering
if you're tracking Intel financials, this is where revenue starts to pick up. So I'm expecting to see some better consumer numbers through the year on this because of, and also all the OEMs are apparently chomping at the bit and increasing their orders for Panther Lake, and Intel's really happy. And then the gaming side of it, of course, that's going to drive a good chunk of business. Wildcat Lake, a weapon to surpass the i7-8650U. Yeah, those i7 8th gen, just all the 8th gen and the 10th gen stuff that everybody was lumbered with for years,
and it's still around.
Yeah.
Tiger Lake is only now just starting to disappear off the market, and that's a product circa what 2018,
is that 11th gen?
Yes.
Yeah, so
I don't disagree, Dom, but I don't think I can say that.
Do we have some Lisa? Let's get rid of all the Intel pictures and let's put in some of the Intel stuff now. Sorry, the AMD stuff.
So just before we pivot I do have a concern about Panther Lake.
Okay.
And it's more about 18A as a process. Because if you look at the clock speeds of the cores from going from Arrow Lake to Panther Lake, there seems to actually be a decrease in frequency. Now,
increase in efficiency, though.
But the E cores have dropped 10% or more in clock speed.
Have they?
Yes, something in that range. They went from 3.7 to 3.3, if I remember it off the top of my head.
Unfortunately, I can't show this image, but I can show it to George. So the top SKU.
Well, that's the P cores. The P cores haven't. They're hitting at about the same clock speed. As Lunar Lake.
So the P cores on Panther, the top SKU will have a turbo of 5.1.
Yes, which is the same as Lunar Lake's P core turbo.
Okay.
Arrow Lake, I believe, got to 5.2, 5.4 on its top end. But if you look at the more detailed breakdown chart that is put in some of the press releases, the E cores have lost about 400 megahertz or so.
You're not really relying on those, though.
No, but
because your multi-threaded performance, you want wide and slow.
Yes, but considering what the node jump should be, I wouldn't expect a decrease in the clock speed.
No, but whenever we got a new node from Intel, we always had a frequency drop or parity. And then over time, it would slowly go above and beyond as an optimized process. Surely.
I mean, yes, but
there's still a lot to work out here. There's still a lot to work out here, and part of it is volume. So, so after Intel had a few meetings, came back, and we had AMD. AMD again having a mix of enterprise and consumer announcements. We'll get onto the enterprise in a bit, but the consumer, two or three big consumer ones. This technically counts as consumer.
Yes.
The Halo workstation.
So my big question on that is...
Well, to tell people what it is first before you announce questions.
Yeah, so AMD announced what I'm going to call DGX Spark AMD Edition. Basically, is the AMD Ryzen AI Halo, which is, I believe, there was also some callback to the announcement Raja made back in 2017 with the AMD Liquid box.
Yeah.
But this is AMD making their own
sort of like design.
And
basically, now that we have the Spark, we have like the Mac Mini, Mac Studio.
Yeah.
You need something that's roughly about 5 inches square, an inch tall, about 120 watts, and ideally with at least 128 gigs and high-speed networking. That does a lot of AI. And AMD's argument here is, well, the chip we launched last year, it's already in 30 different products, but nobody's got it quite right in a way that makes it easy to adopt and scalable.
So,
like a Spark.
Here's where I'm actually, in my opinion, the weakest part of the whole Strix Halo ecosystem is two things. One is documentation on how to get things running. Spark did that very, very well with its DGX Spark's playbooks.
Right.
If all AMD does is copy that for this,
well, that should be the bare minimum, right?
Yeah, that should be the bare minimum. If all they do was copy that, great, like awesome. But the second weakness of Strix Halo specifically has to do with the networking and the lack thereof for the scale-out networking that Spark has. Spark has a CX7 NIC, which is technically capable of up to 200 gig networking.
Right. 200 gigs.
Well,
there are connections for 200 gigs.
Well, yes, but also no, because of the weird. So DGX Spark does not have any 8x roots for its PCIe roots, so it cannot do an X8 link. It has multiple X4 links.
Yeah.
And so what that NIC is actually running in is what's known as multi-host mode. Okay. And that means that if you serve the home ran into this, there's a number of cable configurations that you have to observe. And if you don't, you can only get 100 gig out of it.
Okay.
And sometimes even less. Like it's the way that set up is not ideal. So they actually don't recommend that you plug in both connections,
right?
Because that can actually cut your bandwidth to just 100G, even though you have both plugged in.
Okay.
They recommend that you plug in one on the far left side
into a switch.
No, into each other.
Okay.
They actually don't recommend plugging into a switch either.
For God's sake.
So
it's networking asterisk.
Kinda, yeah.
So let's just have 10 gig Ethernet and plug it into a switch.
I mean, that you can do.
So, I mean, or all of the Halo parts are going to come with 128, as far as I understand.
Yes.
There's not going to be any skew downs here. They didn't talk about pricing. It's going to be a fully functioned ROCm member. Yeah. You're going to be able to run Windows and Linux, and obviously it's x86. So you get that benefit. But
my point on the networking is what I really hope that AMD does is that they put a Pensando NIC in here.
Well, so yeah, I didn't. Well, you can ask later today to see if that's going to happen. the response I got from other analysts is unlikely not due to cost and support.
So to me, okay, the support bit is chicken and the egg. Like the way that Nvidia got CUDA and ConnectX so popular is that you could just go buy them and run the software.
Yes, I know. But Pensando doesn't have like a silicon ramp in the same way.
But
no, so it's more like the cost of the silicon and then the integration. David LT says here, you can buy a motherboard with 128 gigs of memory from Framework for $2,000 US.
It was $1,800 at one point.
Yeah, price of memory and everything.
Yeah.
This is competing against a $4,000 Spark.
Sure.
If it doesn't have that super high end networking, maybe it's only 3,000.
But
but you could buy a Framework desktop for $2,000.
So like
it's got to be. So yeah, there's got to be some.
There has to be something there, and
maybe that's the way around it. For the price of a Spark, you can get 2 Ryzen AI Halos.
Great, but that's already the case now.
I know, but it's in this form factor. This isn't bringing anything new that we couldn't already do. It just does it in a. This comes with Rockham. This comes with apps already optimized.
Okay, I've been
rackable. Yes.
I mean, there are rackable versions. The Z2 Mini from HP you can technically put in a 2x2.
So funny enough, I have seen a prototype of a Panther Lake version of this.
Yeah, that doesn't shock me.
And the way that they're doing networking is through Thunderbolt.
Yeah.
So what if AMD are just putting a Thunderbolt controller?
I mean that. So you can already do networking over USB 4. That's already a thing.
Yeah.
That's how Mac does it, effectively.
I want to say RDMA.
So Apple just added Thunderbolt.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, they just added that. But before that, basically everything that.
No, but you can't do that with USB 4, can you? That's what I'm saying.
Don't remember. Well, you're just tunneling PCIe over it, so why not?
Software stack support, I don't know.
Software stack, yes. But like in terms of the actual like protocol, I think you can do it.
So yeah, it's. But the argument being is you need if you want to do this properly, you need an RDMA solution.
Yes.
And the argument is the only way to do that is either have a Pensando NIC or have a Thunderbolt controller.
Just have the they could throw in the older generation of Pensando NIC.
They might not have enough. I don't know. We need to.
I'm asking them this.
These are questions. So aside from Ryzen AI Halo, they didn't really talk about it that much on stage, but they are doing a refresh to Strix Point.
Yes.
Called Gorgon Point.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just Ryzen AI 400. A bit of a bump in the NPU, a bit of a bump in the memory.
Mm-hmm. And we now have iGPUs clocking to 3.1 gigahertz. So
integrated graphics at 3.1.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's still RDNA 3.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
the actual silicon didn't change. They also. I really wish that they had talked more about this because I actually think that this is interesting. They announced an ADAS solution.
Oh, automotive.
Yeah, the P100 and X100. They have ASIL support, ASIL B.
Okay. Some might argue B is not true. B is kind of like after the fact.
Well, ASIL B for the P100 series. I think they're looking for ASIL D on the X100, which in fact functionally Strix Halo.
Yes.
Like the silicon's the same. So, like I do wish that they had talked more about that.
Well, that might be something more for IFA later in the year. because
Sure.
it was a bit more of an automotive show.
Oh, yes, because there's no automotive stuff here, right?
So
like the lanyard.
CES used to be a big automotive show. It's kind of toned down. Like the West Hall is mostly the automotive stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be there later today. Jay sends over $5 and says, sounds like Ryzen AI Halo is Strix Halo with maybe better memory bandwidth and possibly much better networking. Memory bandwidth's the same. And it's
they may upgrade the controllers to 8533, but like
it's the thing is, what you're seeing on screen here, I think, is just the reference design, and they're going to be doing what the Spark does and just let all the OEMs build their own variants, which they were kind of doing anyway.
Yeah.
So what I want the Ryzen AI Halo notebook.
Yeah. Well, I mean, functionally it's this, but
yeah, is that the HP?
Yeah. 4,000, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so you didn't get the memory upgrade?
No. This has 128.
So you didn't get the storage upgrade?
This has this isn't the 4 terabyte. This is a 2 terabyte.
Oh, you didn't get the 5G upgrade?
There's no 5G upgrade on this one. Like there's no that. So
yeah. Okay. So Strix Halo updates, Ryzen AI 400 series. We're going to hear more of that, and then we get on to dun.
Yeah.
AMD Helios. This is the rack scale AI.
Biggin.
OCP wide. So it's 42 inches wide, 38 inches wide.
It's no, it's
2 racks wide.
Yeah, it's 40. Yeah, it's 42. 42. Although the actual sled, I believe, is 47 inches wide.
Okay, that's weird.
If I or maybe that's the HP. No,
it's. Can we put the slide up of I'm trying to remember it when I see it. Keep going.
Oh, and Firefox decided to crash. Good, excellent. As Firefox likes to do. So Helios is OCP wide. This was a co-development between Meta and AMD in terms of the form factor. This is an open source standard, part of the OCP project. So, but this monster of a rack weighs 7,000 pounds.
Over 7,000.
Over 7,000 pounds. Or to put it into another perspective, as Lisa did, 2 compact cars. Honestly,
in a square meter.
Yeah.
And so my argument is, how much of that is just the copper cables?
Yeah. See, that's the thing. There doesn't actually appear to be very many copper cables. It looks like it's mostly optical. At least for the version that they were showing on stage, along with even the Meta one. The Meta one looked to also be optical. Because Meta showed their version of it at OCP in October.
Well, no, that was of NVL, not of Helios.
No, that was Helios.
Okay. I think it's image 55 we want, Dom. Yeah, so inside this is 72 MI455X GPUs.
I would say accelerators, but
yeah, and so this is what one of the rack units looks like, paired with one Venice Zen6 based EPYC CPU, and what I think was 12 NICs.
So okay, there's been some debate on what exactly this configuration actually looks like, but what it appears to be is, at the very least, essentially 3 800G ports per GPU.
Okay.
How that's all split up, we don't quite know, because I don't want to
mention Gaudi networking here, do I?
No.
Okay.
There's only what appears to be 6 ports on the back, but those are likely 1 physical, 2 logical ports.
Yeah.
But they
yeah. So here we have the full rack. They're saying the chips are built on 2 nanometer and 3 nanometer at TSMC.
Mm-hmm.
A total of 4,600 Zen 6 CPU cores. So how many compute trays is that?
It
is 72 18. Divided by 4.
18.
So 18 CPUs.
Each with 256 cores.
That's where you get the 4,600 from. 31 terabytes of HBM4 memory.
Yeah, it's 432 gigs per
chip.
Mm-hmm.
And then 43 terabytes per second of scale-out bandwidth, as we see.
What's interesting, because we talked about earlier that Nvidia increased the Rubin bandwidth.
Yeah. You've done the numbers.
The HBM bandwidth did not appear on those slides.
No, but you can calculate it. The bandwidth.
No, the memory bandwidth did not show on these new slides.
And the reason is
AMD may uprate.
Maybe. Also because this is. Do you want to change stuff this close to because they were after. They were after Nvidia, obviously, but what's going inside is the MI455X,
mm-hmm.
which is the AI hyperscale one.
Mm-hmm.
That there's also the MI40. 440X.
440X is new.
There's a 430X.
Yep, which is for HPC.
Which is funny enough, if you look at the slides, says Venice X.
So
there might be a Vcache version of.
I would not be shocked. So I'm as we've been talking, I've been writing. I've been writing.
But basically, so here's the image of the MI455X, shown up by Lisa. It's
to put it in a word.
That I believe must. So TSMC tells people roughly what package size it can make,
mm-hmm.
what substrate size.
Uh-huh.
This is probably the 150 by 110.
I'm thinking. I thought that there was 160 by 120.
I don't think that wasn't listed in the last event.
Okay.
I mean, aside from wafer scale, obviously.
Yeah.
But what we have here, the compute is split into 2 halves.
So, to quote Lisa, so I have this direct quote. Quote, 12 2 nanometer and 3 nanometer compute and IO dies. Close quote.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying, so what if you actually look at, this isn't maybe the best image, but you can see that there's 2 base dies and then there's 2 IO dies, which makes me, so I'm suspecting that the configuration as such is 2 base dies, which are essentially for on package IO, so out to the HBMs, and then for the and then that's what the XCD or the compute is stacked on top of.
Yeah.
And then the 2 sort of top and bottom IO dies is for off package IO.
Yes.
So like PCIe,
Infinity Fabric,
etc. And
12. So 12 HBM4s
mm-hmm.
Compared to Rubin, which is only 8.
Yep.
But if it's 12 compute and IO dies,
then it's 8 compute dies, which is similar to MI 300 and
MI 12.
12 compute and IO. So factor out the 4.
So compute and I/O.
Compute
plus I/O is 12.
Yes. So you have 4 I/O dies, right? The 2 for off package and then the 2 for the on package stuff, and then there's likely 8 compute dies
for 12 HBMs. No.
Why not?
Well, how would you partition that?
I mean,
and unless you're saying that the HBMs are connected to the I/O.
Yeah, it's connected to the. You stripe it across the infinity cache essentially. The mall, right?
Yeah.
And that you stripe it across that, and then each of the 8 dies can then access its own slice of.
Let me look at that photo again that you've got.
So I think Ben actually has a better one.
Yeah.
Let me see if.
So yeah, it's whether they have this at their booth later today, we'll find out.
Probably they do, but this is a little bit better.
Okay, it's not even. Yeah.
And then these look like capacitor dies or structural dies.
They'll be structural.
But yeah, so I'm suspecting that essentially the compute is on top. Right.
So we were saying about AI Halo and the network connectivity. Dorin sends over 6 shekels and says AMD is solar flare.
Yeah.
Could use that.
You could.
They even announced a new version recently.
Yeah, there's a 200G version.
Yeah.
But that solar flare NICs are effectively used in one industry.
Space.
Nope. High frequency trading.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're used in that industry only, effectively.
Well, how much?
I should say only, but
that's an industry that's going towards AI, and we already know about some other industries that used to want dedicated ASICs and FPGAs, and now they just use AI. You're telling me about Anton.
Yeah.
So this is the MI455X. The other chip shown off is this one. This isn't that great an image, but this is the 256 core Zen6 Venice EPYC CPU, which again is a chunky package.
Yeah.
That's probably a 110 by 110.
So
or 90 by 90.
I think it's 87.5 by 82.5.
Okay.
And I think we know one of the liquid cooling companies sort of let that number slip by accident for the package size.
Yeah.
But what's interesting here, and you can't really see it, so there's 8 CCDs.
Yeah.
And
so 8 by 32, so 32 cores of CCD.
Yep.
Okay.
And there's 2 IO dies. It's not a single IO die. You can see it.
That makes sense given the aspect ratio of what looks like the die in the middle.
So you can see a little bit better on this image, but there's in fact a split of the IO dies.
Okay.
Which is new. So
that means there's going to be some cross latency on the cores.
I mean, there always is.
No, but another step. You're going to have on IO die cores and off IO die cores.
It depends on how they do it. Like, you can minimize that. And frankly, looking at the topology that AMD had previously, because if you looked at the IO die topology, it was nutty.
So
it was honestly, I don't think.
Do we know the packaging?
We don't know the packaging.
I've got a feeling that might be UCIe.
No. Maybe the physical layer is UCIe.
That's what I mean.
But
But then Infinity Fabric on top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or actually, in this case, it may not even be It may just be
a customer.
No, it may not even be like GMI. It may just be the actual. Like I wouldn't be surprised if it's like sea of wires, like Strix Halo, and it's just the fabric.
Oh, you mean like in the Xilinx FPGAs where they
just
extend the knock?
Yeah.
Yep. So that acquisition's going pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah. They can do stuff like this and it works. Yeah. So Helios. We're getting to hear more of that, and we're meeting with AMD later in the week, so we're going to have some more information on that. Now, this I've added in because we've got a couple of things that they're announcing. The first is this. So our good friends at Tenstorrent, Jim's flying in today, I think.
Okay.
They are partnering with Razer.
Yes, that Razer. Earlier in the show, if you notice me go tilt my head and go, "What is this?" That was me reading that press release that I just got in my email.
So this is something I saw last night.
Okay.
They are partnering with Razer to essentially build an external GPU box.
So you mean instead of an eGPU, it's an eNPU?
Or EAI. EAI.
Is this old Jensen had a farm?
Oh, Jim had a farm.
Yeah, old Jim had a farm.
Oh, Jim had a farm. So inside, I didn't get the full details while I was there because the PM wasn't there. But it looks like this is one of the 150 watt cards.
Yes, it's a black hole N
150.
150.
Yeah,
which is 150. Is it 150 watts or is
yes. And there's only two connections here.
Mm-hmm.
Power
mm-hmm.
and USB-C, which I think is a Thunderbolt.
Wait, hold on.
Or it's USB PCIe over USB 4.
Is this black hole or is this wormhole?
It's the latest one.
Because N150 is a wormhole designation. Black hole uses
wormhole.
The P.
Yes, wormhole in 150.
Okay.
Wait, I always get them confused. I thought black hole was the latest one.
Black hole's the latest. Wormhole's older.
Yes, no, I think this is black hole.
Okay.
But either way, the point is, it's just meant to look like.
No, it is wormhole. It's the older generation.
Oh, they must have some cards left.
Yeah, this is the older generation.
Or the first version will be.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the idea is that you just plug it in just like any other PCIe device, and you get access to it. It comes with an external power supply, as you can see here in this image. And you obviously get access to all the open source hardware for free. So keyboard, if you're wondering why there's two live streams, we're trying to do something with vertical, but the software isn't working properly, and so it made two streams. So on top of that, why can't I hide it? No, it's because, yeah. On top of that, I have a small video to show you, everybody, and I'm just going to play it. I'm not sure if the audio will work. We're reading both chats. See, boss.
It's no mouse. No audio. And then control shoots, space opens doors, alt strafes.
Classic.
It has been around 15 years.
Yeah.
Do I remember what all the secrets are?
Okay, I did not know you could go out there.
No?
The amount of times I've played through this level, though, oh my god. I just go straight for the end.
Ian certified gamer.
There's 2 other secrets on this.
I couldn't remember how to bring down the
There's one where this falls down.
that comes down, and I couldn't remember how to bring it down.
So, what system is this one?
Well, hang on, we'll get there. It's more than halfway through, and this is me looking for the switch that I remember was on one of these pillars, and it's literally on the last side I checked.
That's what it always is.
And that does something, but I forgot exactly what it does. Somebody's going to tell me in the comments.
Oh, absolutely.
'Cause I know this map has 3 secrets, and I always miss one. So this is me just going, oh, screw it, let's just go to the end. No. Yeah. Get the most of this out here. This is me wondering, wait, what button is it to shoot yet? We got some freebies. And there we go. That's the very first ever speed run of E1M1 on an Ascalon RISC-V core. I don't think Speed Demos has a category for that.
Likely not. Likely not.
Can we get some of the other images from that directory into the staging area? So what this is in the Tenstorrent booth is they've got a Synopsys emulation system. Inside, there's 4 very big Xilinx FPGAs. And it's called the Synopsys HAPS 100. And what they've done is they've put one of their Ascalon 8-wide cores.
I want to make a joke.
One of their Ascalon 8-wide cores onto it. And they've got Linux running. And they've got Doom running on it. So the way these emulation systems work is you're obviously not running at full speed because it's just literally trying to create the wires in hardware, in configurable hardware. They said it's running about 50% of the gates are active, being used, and it's running at 16.67 megahertz because you got it to be accurate when it's an emulation. I think I've no, that's the bad image because it's cut off at the bottom. So this is the Ascalon X RISC-V CPU IP. So this is the big 8-wide.
386 clock speeds.
Yeah, roughly about that.
Yeah.
But it's Doom, so it runs on a potato.
Quite you. I think people have literally run Doom on a potato computer.
I think they've run it on a toothbrush and an oscilloscope.
They've run it on light bulbs before.
Yeah, you can't really read here, but it's 1 core with 3 meg L2. I think it says 2 gig of DDR4. Prototyped on a HAPS 100. I said, what was the video out situation? And they said, well, we wrote some we have a spot in memory that acts as a buffer, the frame buffer, and we just wrote a bit of RTL that interfaces that to a generic HDMI module. Yeah. And I said, okay, so now you need the audio controller next. Because obviously there's no audio and no mouse. But yeah, this is the. Can we get some more images? Because I think some of them we've done on the Quietbox. Was there any more images? I thought I took photos while I was recording a video, and it didn't see. Oh, actually, let's upload one of the videos there. Event CES Tenstorrent. I've got the video. Don't worry. So this is it, just running the standard time demo. And then this is the the emulation system. That's what it looks like on top. It's obviously hidden underneath. Then you got all sorts of cables to connect everything together. Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
Ascalon powered by AMD.
No. Oh yeah.
Because
I was gonna say something about powered by Snobfish. So yeah, that's pretty cool. They said they're trying to get other games up and running. And it works. The other thing that was shown off at Tenstorrent was this. You may remember last year they announced a Quietbox.
Oh,
a Loudbox.
No.
Right. So which is basically a 4-way system with dual AI accelerator cards.
So our good friend Tobias Mann at the Register,
he reviewed one.
Do you know how heavy that
yes
is? It's 80 pounds.
There's a video of me running through the Tenstorrent offices carrying it. If you look at my last Tenstorrent video,
yeah. It's when he got it delivered, literally it was a special service delivery.
Yes.
And they had to bring it up and set it up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had that when my Turing system got shipped. Those things are heavy as well. No, but this so the Quietbox is a big 4-way liquid cooled thing. This is essentially meant to be a sort of a micro mini ITX version with I think it's 1 or 2 cards inside. They said 2 cards inside, and it kind of looks like the Bit Phoenix Prodigy case.
Yeah,
if you remember that back in the day.
Yep.
I mean, I still have 3 of them. They use that plastic that kind of gets grimy over the years.
Yeah.
But this one looks like it's all aluminium. They use because technically Tenstorrent is a Canadian company.
Not anymore.
Well, so this is all assembled in Canada.
Yes, but it's no longer a Canadian company.
It's probably it's all assembled in Canada because tariffs.
Yeah.
That's probably why.
But it's no longer a Canadian company. It's now a Delaware HQ.
Yeah. Made in Canada. This they said was actually one of the prototypes for, they're calling it Quietbox 2. I think they said this will be about $8,000. So just over half the price of the Quietbox.
Yeah,
and with that you get the support. With you get 2 of the latest. The cards themselves are what, 1,600 a piece. For the dual GPUs.
Does this have the networking out the back?
The prototype doesn't, but the real one will.
Then they're about 1,600 a piece.
Yeah, so half the cost is going on to that, and then you've got a powerful x86 system in the back. So they're also doing that. And then so that's day 0 of CES.
Yeah.
In a nutshell, we've still got plenty to write up.
So there was. So I would like to talk about a pre-CE with Dell. This news has already broke, but Dell is bringing back the XPS naming scheme. And the head of client for Dell basically said at the pre-brief that they were wrong and should have listened to the press where we all said that the rebranding was not ideal.
I heard this. So so they're bringing back XPS. They're bringing back
Precision.
Inspiron is still dead.
Yes.
All the Pro Max Premium bollocks. Some of that is staying, but it might literally just be Pro.
Yeah.
So the idea is, it's frustrating when a big multinational company doesn't see the blindingly obvious. Hey, what?
I wouldn't even say it was blindingly obvious. It was just, it literally smacked them upside the head multiple times.
And he's like, huh? What? Huh? I mean, you've got a better relationship with Dell than I do. But we weren't the only ones that ranted on that for ages.
No, everybody did. Everybody did.
Except people in the company.
I think even some people in the company.
Well, except the executives in the company.
Yeah.
I wonder who the head of comms and marketing is. I wonder if they're still there. I wonder if they're called Stephen Fund. No. Yeah. So yeah, that happened. Is there anything else in particular you're looking forward to at the show?
I would just like to hit the floor.
Yeah. Well, it's so after this, I'm going over to Nvidia to see some of their gaming stuff because they've also got improvements to Nvidia Ace. Their character engagement, AI character engagement. Actually, is that what Ace stands for? AI character engagement. Yeah. That's a tool I always like. So I'm going to go see team over there. Got some Qualcomm later. So I'll hear more about the X2 Plus.
Qualcomm has not, interestingly, I haven't gotten an email from them about CES.
I did. It was they're mostly in the win.
Okay.
And then the automotive stuff is on the hall on the show floor.
Okay.
And then later this week I'm meeting up with people.
Since it's past 9:30, I can talk about it. The one X2 Elite Extreme Edition laptop that I know of is the ZenBook A16.
Have they fixed the AHCI bug?
You mean the lack of it? Yes, but that was announced at Qualcomm, the tech day.
Yeah. No. Asus for the longest time had an AHCI bug.
Oh, I don't know.
It's there's a reason why three Asus laptops in 5 years of mine kept crashing, and I didn't know why. Turns out it's because I was using Asus.
So no, there's also the A14. There's the A16 and the A14. The A14 is Gorgon Point. A16 is X2.
Okay.
X2 Elite Extreme.
I don't know. It's go buy Fraud this week. You might see a laptop.
Okay. Oh, also, what's very funny is that Asus has decided that the Canadians do not need the 12xe version of Panther Lake in the ZenBook S14.
Right.
They're only getting the 4xe core version. But the US is getting.
Well, Asus decided that the UK didn't need 128 gig Strix Halo in the Flow X13. It was only 32 gig models only.
Yeah.
In the UK, so yeah, regional specific stuff is a pain in the butt. But yeah, I'm here. I'm here through till Friday.
I'm here until Saturday.
So yeah, well, it takes you longer to get around on the show floor. That being said, 80% of this year I'm going to be at the Venetian, so it's just today I'm not.
I've basically scheduled all of my meetings so that my meetings today and tomorrow are here, and then my meetings on Thursday and Friday are at LVCC.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is, by the way, if you're ever doing CES, that's what you want to do.
Never go to LVCC South.
Nope, that's where the plague is.
That's where the plague is. North and West are fine.
Yep.
So, and perhaps a question to end on here before we hit the road. So, who's winning in laptops this year?
I mean, honestly, I'm looking forward to Panther Lake.
Intel is refreshing their notebook line in such a way that it's the best thing for the company to do.
Yeah.
AMD is just putting one foot in front of the other with their mid-gen refresh. Are we going to get Zen 6 notebook this year?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Actually, speaking of notebooks, I don't know who the winner is, but I do know who the losers are.
But with Qualcomm, I'm also looking forward to the X2 Elite Extreme.
Yep, me too.
To having to test that. But in terms of bulk and numbers, Intel.
Yeah.
There is no winner this year in laptops, but it's a very good year for laptops.
I know who the losers are. Or the
gamers.
Yeah, I was gonna say Nvidia / MediaTek.
I was gonna say George just called all gamers losers. MediaTek.
Well, MediaTek and Nvidia in the form of the GB10. There was earlier last year, there was some expectation that there would be laptops. With
3 years ago, there were expectations of
and there's been nothing.
Laptops.
So while I don't know who the winner is, I do know who the loser is in this case.
It's actually what I am doing is I'm going to sync up with PC World. We're going to do a video about the Nvidia Intel.
And what that means?
Because for their audience, they're seeing it as an attack on gaming. A lot of consumers consider it an attack on gaming. So so I'm going to go through the motions, hopefully for that audience, of explaining why it's more of an attack on ARM.
Yeah, it's basically Nvidia going. It's basically,
It's Nvidia claiming MediaTek screwed up. MediaTek claiming Nvidia screwed up.
Yeah, they're at loggerheads.
And so the solution is to work with Intel.
Yeah. What I find funny. So, I got an email from ARM this morning.
Yeah.
About the DGX Spark piece.
Yeah.
They wanted me to correct. So apparently, this was poorly worded in the Hot Chips presentation, but the cluster-to-cluster interconnect is not actually an NVIDIA / MediaTek design. It's CMN 700.
Right.
Why they want that distinction made, I don't know, because we were not very positive about it.
Okay.
It's a very odd clarification. I'll go edit that later. But
yeah,
if I was ARM, I personally would not have said something.
IntuitivePlayer here says if a non-ARM beats Lunar Lake in battery with better performance, that's whose wins. So Intel were claiming that the best partner SKU they've tested so far hit 27 hours on video playback, 17 hours on productivity.
Okay, so I didn't see the 17 hours, but to me, video playback has been a mostly solved issue for years.
No.
Like we've had laptops with 18, 20 plus hour offline video playback.
It's not the video playback that's the problem. It's the crap in the background while you're watching the video.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, Evernote's crashed and is now pegging one of my cores while I'm watching a film.
Or what's also important is online video playback, which is oddly enough not a test that a lot of people look at.
So Intel do have they have 3x3 Teams playback with Windows effects enabled, and they're saying you can get 9 hours. 9 hours at the highest, at 7.5 about average.
At what? Well, okay. At what screen brightness? Like actually usable or in a dark room?
It's probably 150 or 200. Yeah. Are you booked in to go see the Intel rooms?
So funny thing about that. When I went in line, I apparently didn't register for the Panther Lake thing, so they had to register me, and then I didn't get any like emails, like holding emails, for time slots. So I was like, I don't even know what I'm registered for, what time, I don't remember. So they had to go and like send me those emails real quick.
Yeah, go to the experience zone.
Yeah.
That's in the Mikado.
Yep, it's
restaurant.
downstairs.
Yeah, I've been there twice already.
Yeah.
Ask to see the monster Panther Lake notebook.
I think I saw that in the background.
It is less than £2, maybe even 1.6.
Okay.
It is super freaking light.
Mm-hmm.
Not as light as the NEC notebooks from years and years ago.
Yeah.
That were magnesium, but they said, here's a notebook that's going to be less than $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so super light. I definitely want that.
Well, okay. This may be a contrary opinion. I know we need to wrap up very soon, but I don't mind a slightly heavier laptop.
No, I don't mind it, but it's still super cool when you have a super light one.
Fair.
And then edit video on it. And then it goes to 95 degrees.
I was gonna say, and then
Yeah.
your lap burns.
So cool. If any of you see anything that we should be looking at the CES, please do ping us and let us know. Yeah.
One last thing, Dom says in the chat, MediaTek could do it solo. Dealing with Nvidia must have been a nightmare. Yeah, with what GPYP? Specifically, what Windows drivers? Because what is a Mali Windows driver? Those do not exist at this point in time.
It's the reason why there'll never be a proper RISC-V laptop. Because RISC-V...
What is an Imagination Windows driver?
Because you can only use Mali if you use ARM, so you have to use Imagination, and Imagination's graphics need work.
Yeah. Actually, Samsung could do it. That's the funny bit. Samsung could do it.
So the problem is with our faces. Some of you are watching us in 16:9. Some of us are watching you in vertical. The thing is, the way the system works is it takes the same video frame and then just does a crop in. So if you wanted George and I to be here on the vertical, we'd be sitting like this the whole time.
You would basically have to be on my lap.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're trying to find a decent way to make the vertical work. And I've got a feeling that when we're in person, it doesn't. When we do it remotely, it'll be fine. So there's that. Okay, so we're going to wrap up there. Good to see you all, and hope you have a good CES week. We'll just get cracking with our articles as well and videos.
I'm actually nearly done with us, so
stay tuned.
If you like this content, there are multiple ways to support the channel. You can like and subscribe this video, and many thanks for doing so. There's also a Patreon, which gives you access to our Discord. There's a merchandise store and a newsletter, links in the description. For all of you who do contribute, thank you. You are keeping me well fed.